She definitely looks like she has neurologic symptoms.
Animals across the California coast are getting sick. We're going to explain why and how it could impact humans, too.
Plus, you're supposed to use them to pay, but these QR codes on local parking meters, they're leading to something very inappropriate.
They are squatting. They haven't paid a nickel.
Why a local landlord cannot kick out tenants who haven't paid rent. And attention travelers, what could lead to flight delays starting this weekend.
We're off to a mild start of the week after a beautiful summer-like weekend out there. We'll talk about a warming trend that will be on hand as we head toward the end of it. It's 6 a.m. on Monday, June 26th. You're up with CBS 8.
And we begin with breaking news of an amber alert. Please look at your screen right now. Authorities in San Diego are keeping an eye out for a woman and baby who were reportedly abducted in Lancaster. The suspect on the right side of your screen there has been identified as 25-year-old Efrain Sanchez Jimenez. Authorities say he abducted 31-year-old Sabrina Sanchez and 2-month-old Itzel Sanchez. The suspect is considered armed and dangerous, and he was driving a 2007 silver Buick Lucerne with a Colorado license plate number AUIX94. You are asked to call 911 if you see any of them. Our other top story we're following here on this Monday morning, a crisis unfolding across California's coast, and it's affecting a lot of animals here in San Diego. Glad you are with us for this show. I'm Eric Connard.
And I'm Dana Marie McNichol filling in for Netta Arampur. Now we're learning that one sick sea lion was rescued in Carlsbad over the weekend. It was exhibiting symptoms of neurotoxin. So we do have CBS 8 Chris Groh. He's live in a beach in Carlsbad with what's happening. Also, if this could affect humans similarly to the way it affects animals. Good morning, Chris.
Yeah, good morning, Eric and Dana Marie, and this is causing a bit of concern here all up and down the coast of Southern California, from Santa Barbara down to San Diego County. And take a listen to how this man described his encounter with this sea lion, why it is that he decided to call SeaWorld, and what potentially you may want to look out for when you're at the beach as well, too.
I saw the sea lion sitting there, or kind of lying there, and it was shaking a lot, and it just didn't look well. There was another couple that was standing there, and the guy says, I think it's dying.
Now, according to CNN's reporting, officials have received thousands of reports of sick sea lions or dolphins washing up on the shore from Santa Barbara to here in San Diego. What's the cause? A toxic algae bloom off of our coast. Animals get sick if they consume it, and of course, as you can imagine, it moves up the food chain. So if a fish, crustaceans, anything like that consume it, it could even affect those larger mammals like sea lions and dolphins. Now, so far here locally, SeaWorld has rescued 7 sea lions and 1 dolphin. Unfortunately, this has led to some of them being euthanized because they're just so sick. The hope is that this sea lion in particular can make a full recovery. Domoic acid, which of course is what causes you to get sick from that algae bloom, it doesn't affect humans unless they consume toxic and contaminated seafood. Now, if you do become sick, symptoms to look out for can hit you in about 30 minutes. They include vomiting, dizziness, and headaches. Now, as for which foods you should be looking to avoid in the meantime, try to avoid sport-harvested mussels, clams, or scallops originating from Santa Barbara County. And of course, if you want more information on this story, what to do if you see a sick sea mammal, if you see a mammal like a sea lion, dolphin, wash up on shore, what to do, go ahead and call both SeaWorld, and you can go to CBS8.com and click on that story link to learn a little bit more about who to call. Eric and Dana Marie.
Chris, thanks for that. Now to another problem in the water. South Bay communities continue to battle against sewage contamination, and this week officials are trying to finally put a stop to it. This has been an ongoing problem for decades now. Tomorrow, the County Board of Supervisors will consider declaring a local emergency. There have been over 500 consecutive days of beach closures in the South Bay. The closures are not just frustrating for people who live here, but it's severely impacting the community, the environment, and businesses.
These places all look empty. Before, it was packed. You couldn't find parking.
It is very frustrating. I mean, especially on hot days, they're constantly putting these signs up saying that we cannot go in, and after a while, I think just families ignore it.
Imperial Beach's mayor is also asking the White House for a federal state of emergency. She says poor water quality is contributing to illnesses.
And this morning, 4 miles of new carpool lanes on the 5 in North County, they're going to be completed. The new lanes are on the northbound 5 from Carlsbad and Oceanside, specifically between Palomar Airport Road and State Route 78. Caltrans says the lanes connect to the existing 9 miles of HOV lanes between Loma Santa Fe Drive and Palomar Airport Road. The southbound lanes have been open since June 14th. And this morning, CAL FIRE is suspending burn permits in San Diego County as the weather gets hotter and drier. Starting at 8 a.m. this morning, San Diegans won't be able to burn branches, leaves, or landscape debris outside their homes. We had a historically wet winter here in California, which led to an overgrowth of brush. CAL FIRE says as it dries up this summer, the dead plants will be more susceptible to burning. Officials say that people should find an alternative way to get rid of brush cleared from their homes.
Right now, homeless advocates are speaking out against the city of San Diego's homeless encampment ban ahead of a final vote. Yesterday, the San Diego Housing Emergency Alliance held a demonstration against the so-called unsafe camping ordinance. Critics say it criminalizes homelessness. The ordinance will return to the city council for a second reading tomorrow after it was passed earlier this month. It makes it a misdemeanor for unhoused people to camp in or near parks, homeless shelters, schools, trolley corridors, and waterways if shelter options are available. It's expected to take effect at the end of July. And this morning, the city of San Diego's new tenant protection ordinance is now in effect. It began over the weekend. One major change will affect tenants who are evicted at no fault of their own. For example, if their landlord is doing a renovation. The new law will require landlords to pay tenants they evict 2 months rent, 3 months for seniors and people with disabilities. Right now, state law allows for 1 month. Officials say the goal is to reduce the number of residents falling into homelessness.
And this morning, we're working for you to find out what happens in La Mesa after people reporting the QR codes on parking meters led to adult websites. Now, this is happening on La Mesa Boulevard. Now, our photographer scanned one of those QR codes, and sure enough, a Google search popped up with links to adult websites. This is the QR code that people are supposed to use to pay for parking with their phones. We reached out to the city of La Mesa, and they're telling us they're going to comment on the meters today. So, of course, we're going to keep you posted on their response.
All right, check this out. A fireball flying through the sky so fast you probably may have missed it. Okay, so real quick, look right here. You see this fireball, boom, coming across the sky there. Really lights it up. It shows what looks like a meteor appearing and kind of disappearing about 2 seconds later. We slowed the video down a little bit, give you a closer look. You can see that object looks like it is actually falling to Earth. At some point, it comes all the way down and then just lights up the sky there. Pretty cool. You can see the clouds there as well, helping it kind of magnify things. Another camera in Claremont caught the same event, but the fireball wasn't just spotted here in San Diego on this camera here. A camera near Palm Springs caught the big green ball and light flashes, as well as the camera in southern Arizona also catching this. On the video's timestamp, the event happened exactly 2:38 on Friday morning. These videos were compiled by the nonprofit American Meteor Society. People across California as well as Arizona, Nevada reported seeing this big meteor. According to their website, it was likely part of a meteor shower that peaked Saturday night. Some of those clouds out there you see kind of magnifying that light that was out there here, but a lot of clearing over the weekend, especially inland. Let's check in with meteorologist Evan Narani. Some cloud coverage at the beaches still, but nonetheless, a much warmer weekend than we've had recently, right?
Absolutely. It was a very mild, comfortable weekend that we just wrapped up. It looks like as we head through this week, we're going to hold on to those mild conditions. Temperatures a hair cooler than average, especially close to the coastline, but the real warm up is really going to be felt by the end of this week into next week. That's where we start to see temperatures jump into the above average range, and it is going to be a pretty magnificent warming trend that we'll have on hand. It will be the first time in likely about 3 months that we've reached well into the above average range, because the last time we did so was about April. So we'll talk about that in just a minute. But to start off your morning today, a few patchy clouds out there, not a ton of trouble. Cloud cover isn't really inhibiting much. We're going to see those clouds break apart by mid-morning. We'll get sunshine. Temperatures should peak today in the upper 60s, a couple low 70s out there along our coastline. You head inland, you make it to the mid-70s and near upper 70s, low 80s. But really, the 80s are going to be commonplace by the time we get to the end of this week, about Friday, Saturday, Sunday stretch. Deserts looking at a high of 101 this afternoon, so we are in the triple digits out there. Current temperatures walking out the door, you've got mainly 50s, couple low 60s out there. 61 right now in Carlsbad and Oceanside, 59 in Encinitas. Poway is at 57, and Ramona a little bit cooler, 46 degrees, stepping out the door right now. Now for traffic, let's get a look at border wait times from the CBP website. Time now is just about 6:10, and the wait right now at the San Ysidro Port of Entry going to run you about an hour and 10 minutes or so. Otay Mesa Port of Entry, only 30 minutes, so a little bit quicker to get through, but you're still looking at a pretty decent wait at the San Ysidro Port of Entry. We'll keep you up to date here as well as on cbs8.com/traffic. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Evan. Still ahead, will some of your student loan debt be forgiven? Well, the decision expected any moment from the Supreme Court.
Plus, what ended a rebellion against Russian President Vladimir Putin. And the sunscreen you use could have a big impact on the ocean, the chemicals you should avoid.